All right. Let's go look for new old music. All right. There we go. Grunge, the Seattle sound. And a lot of these bands aren't going to be from Seattle, by the way. So just letting you know that. Alice in Chains, I have that album. Is Kurt Cobain the king of grunge just based on how much of an influence he had on music in general? I would have to say yes. I'm not going to get into it. Machine Head is good. Look, that was the Machine Head's good, man. Machine Head is good. Okay. All right. A band I don't see mentioned often is Hater. Any fans? Members of Soundgarden, Queens. Actually, dude, I found one of their albums in a bargain bin somewhere, like in a thrift store. I picked it up and I was impressed. I had no idea. I was like, it's actually pretty good. You know, there you go. So yeah, I would say they aren't very well known. Sponge. This album could really use a remaster. Yes, it could. Yes. Anyone have any info on this? Not sure what it is. It's Alice in Chains. It says it right there. Can you not read? Excuse me. Are you not literate? Alice in Chains. It's a demo tape to give out to people so people can call and book. I am really surprised anybody put this up. This album was actually produced by Bob Mould, who was the lead singer of the punk rock band Husker Du from Minneapolis. I'm amazed anybody even knows this album, let alone puts it up here. Magnapop, Lay It Down. This is actually a decent song. Lay it down. Wicked Garden. God, this is like the Reddit for dead people. You know, between Stolly, this guy, Wieland, which Chris Cornell release is the best. Bro, I am going with, I know everyone would be like, yo, all these other things, but dude, Audio Slave was top tier. Ooh, Wrexham coming out with the Husker Du. Yes. I like them better than the Replacements, damn it. Replacements got all the notoriety, but Bob Mould was a lot better in my opinion. Replacements weren't bad, but dude, Husker Du was one of the rawest rock bands in history. It sounded like the band was being ripped apart from the inside out every time they played. At least the Bob Mould stuff. Grant Hart was a little bit more la 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 la. See, this is what happens, man. Look, stoned right now. Am I tripping or does my brooch look like Lane Stolly? Dude, it's Lane Stolly. Dude, it's Lane Stolly. Dude, Alice in Chains, man in the box. That guy. No, God. Stone Temple Pilots did an excellent cover of David Bowie's song Andy Warhol during an MTV Unplugged. If you care about it, look it up. It's pretty good. I feel like that's what's going to happen now. I don't leave the house much. I don't like outdoors. I don't like people. I don't like observing them. But when I do, I tend to notice the clothes that they wear and stuff like that, you know? I saw a number of people looking rather grungy. Little grungy, you know, like the kind of Cobain sweaters with the ripped up jeans kind of thing. Look like they didn't put any effort into how they look when they went out, but you know damn well they did because they did research, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm starting to see a little bit of that, you know, even in areas where you wouldn't expect to it. Veruca Salt, I did not care for. Lemonheads were 50-50. If you could choose one to come back, who would you choose? I feel like Kurt Cobain would be whiny and political now. I feel this guy would have died just a little later on. And this guy still had a tormented soul that probably could have produced more good music. So, honestly, as far as favorites go, it would be Cobain, Cornell, this one. But I think this guy would produce the more music. This guy would probably stop making music and end up being like just complaining about stuff in my head. But it's not like I'm a necromancer, so I can't do any of this. Grunge. How to make grunge. Get a time machine. Step 1. Go back in time to about 1987. Hook up with Green River, right? Or Mudhoney. and get into music. But, you know, Pearl Jam was called Mookie Blaylock before they were called Pearl Jam. Just letting you know. Yes, the basketball player. They like basketball. It looks shitty, but that's kind of the point. Now, here's the thing. You can make shitty look good. But if you try to make shitty look shitty, it's just going to look shitty. There's an art to shit. I'm all about like the punk, dark, goth, grunge, blah, blah, blah aesthetic, okay? If you're going to make something look like it's graffiti, you got to use more than two colors, okay? You got to make it look like the bathroom walls in a CBGB's, okay? That was shitty, but it was art.
Oh man, think of how annoying Kurt Cobain would be if he lived to have a Twitter account.
Well, one or two things. I feel like Kurt Cobain either wouldn't be on Twitter and he would just live a life of obscurity, or he would just be that person who's just maybe like an unhinged celebrity, just still riding off what he used to do and doing shows here or there. Or he could be a very introspective singer-songwriter. I mean, you never know the variables, but whatever it would be, I feel like it would be political because everybody is now. And it's like, who cares? You know, you just screaming trees. Oh, this is Mark Lanigan. He's also dead. Oh, God. Dude, Nearly Lost You is an awesome song. And In the Shadow of the Seasons. In the shadow of the seasons. It's a good song. This guy, yo, you knew things were coming to an end when you watched the Alice in Chains MTV Unplugged, and this bro was falling asleep. He was literally in a chair just like, in a hole. You know, Jerry Cantrell was at least awake for this. This guy looks like he's staring off. He's not even here. He's staring off into the void. Grunge had too many deaths. Well, grunge, not for nothing. You had a lot of grungy musicians. They were very introspective, and drugs. So you take enough drugs to heighten that depression and internal turmoil, you're going to do something stupid. So, oh, dude, you probably, dude, if you got into drugs, forget about it. If you were in a newspaper or on a newscast or something, you'd probably be dead. Literally any band that exists in the 90s. Is this grunge? You're not wrong. Oh, Dragline. I actually saw them play live. They weren't bad. The last song that I heard by Chris Cornell that was vocally was really amazing was I think it was called The Promise. It was excellent. I was just like, dude, Chris Cornell had soul, you know? Damn it. Me checking Red Grunge and seeing the same argument every day over what bands are considered grunge. I feel you. I feel you. This is my first day here, and I'm already at this stage. Unpopular opinion, I don't really care for Metallica. I'll one-up that and say I actually detest them now. I generally don't like Metallica. And again, like I've said before, I can appreciate their place in musical history. I just don't want it in any of mine, okay? Like, I generally do not like them. I always opted for Megadeth, 100% of the time. Dude, what do you want to listen to, Metallica or Megadeth? No, but Metallica just came out with a new... Don't care, Megadeth. But you've heard this album, Megadeth. But it's new Metallica. New Metallica is a no Megadeth. Megadeth. But it's just that cover of No More Mr. Nice Guy. Good enough. No more Mr. Nice Guy. That's pretty much the whole song. At this point, I don't even care about Napster because from a legal standpoint, they're not wrong. You know, the concept of music has greatly been devalued over the last 20 years, so whatever. But they saw the writing on the wall, and they were worried about their own wallet. And I get that. But, you know, if you have 3 swimming pools, you know, tone it down a bit. Hey, I feel like, here's the thing. I could be as cynical as I want about these posts because if any of you are on here and you're part of that grunge aesthetic, cynicism is at top tier of that, okay? That's almost more important than musicianship, especially in the 90s. Okay. Favorite Nirvana album? Bleach, Nevermind, Aside, In Utero, MTV Unplugged from Nobody Banks of... How about Nirvana's Live and Loud? That was amazing. And it's an actual album, yes. They don't list all the bootlegs. Say it. I would actually, here's the thing. I actually liked, this was a better album as a whole, never mind, but I actually liked In Utero more because it was weirder. This was very shiny, if that makes any sense. In Utero was just chaos. Dude, radio-friendly unit shifter? All over the place. What would you say is Rocket by Smashing the Pumpkins' main genre? God, Rocket, yeah, that would probably be shoegaze. But hard shoegaze, like you were really staring at those feet. Rehab Doll. What is that, something that you put in place of yourself when you're at rehab? I'm not going to show up to rehab today, but my doll will take my place. There's the other thing. You can't put the word core at the end of everything. That's like a thing. Everybody does that now. Every genre, instead of having a genre, it's like, you know, kitschcore, you know, nerdcore, grindcore, softcore. You can't even say mumblecore clearly if you really want to be part of the genre. Yo, what genre are you part of? Yo, I'm mumblecore. What? Mumblecore. What? Yo, man, mumblecore. Did you say mumblecore? Yeah, I'm mumblecore. How do you make albums? No, man. Studio. What?